Oh, that's right. I gotta make a video because bills are coming. So, I need some extra money. You know what I mean? All thanks to capitalism. Let me stop right here. Capitalism disgusts me. But, wanna know what disgusts me even more? Bootlickers. Wanna know what a bootlicker is? People that defend capitalism. And these people, if you want to call anyone an NPC, it's these people right here. Now, imagine defending a system that exploits you, treats you like you're disposable, doesn't respect you in the slightest bit. If the masses were to react to what we have to say, they would say, "You're just lazy, man. You're just an underachiever. You know, get to work. Oh wait, here's my favorite part. Just get a better job, or get a job that you like." As if the problem with this system is something as trivial as liking a job or not. It doesn't matter if you like your job. It doesn't matter if you don't like your job. That does not invalidate the consequences and the negative aspects of capitalism. It does not. So these bootlickers disgust me. I actually had a person that I know in real life. He sent me a video on TikTok. Well, not on TikTok, but he showed me a video. Not that I use TikTok myself. It was a video of this dude, this black dude, kind of going off on the system, talking about how we have to work jobs that we hate, and we have to, just get involved in this game, right? I watched the video. I kind of agreed for the most part, had some disagreements, but for the most part, he's just like us. He has the same beliefs as us. And it's good to see that some people are actually waking up to see what this reality really is and how disgusting this system is. And I was kind of curious, so I looked around and I saw some bootlickers in the comment section. They were like, "That's just the way it is, man. That's just the way it is. That's how the world runs." And you know what the part I hate the most is? The part where they say, "Oh, if you want to be comfortable, you're relying on other people to make you comfortable. You complain about the fact that we have to work, but yet the only reason you could live the way you do and have comfort is because people work." And they say, "Be grateful, man. There's people in China or Africa that, slave away their bodies and their lives for your comfort." And here's the funniest part about that. There is some truth to that. Capitalism is a system that even, allows that to even be a thing. Those kids in Africa that mine materials, and then, those materials that we use for our phones and technology, that's capitalism, man. Capitalism allows this to happen. So it's like when these people talk about, "Oh, there's people doing this in Africa or China," you're proving our point. That's exactly why capitalism is absolute garbage. Like, do they not understand that? And this is the world we live in, man. Look around, look at all your clothes, look at your tables, look at your desks, your computer. It's going to say made in China. It's going to say that. Everything's pretty much made in China, made in Bangladesh. Right as I speak, there's an elderly Chinese lady or some elderly Bangladeshi lady working 12 hours a day, if not more, for all of the stuff we use today. Thanks to capitalism. And I look at these bootlickers and I'm like, this right here is reality. The only reason you're able to bootlick this system is because you're on the good side, right? You're on the good side. Well, I wouldn't say good side, but you're on the more privileged side. But then again, even those of us like me that are on the privileged side, technically, we still hate capitalism. And want to know why that is because we can see the world far beyond our own circumstances. These people cannot. So what they say is, or their mentality is, "I like my job." They go to their jobs, even if they like it. Let's just say it's the job of their life, the dream job. Dream job. Imagine dreaming of a job. But nah, that's another video that I already made. But let's just take these people. They go to their jobs that they like, maybe even love. They clock out. They love it. It's all fine and dandy, right? But does that change the fact that we still have to work to survive? No, it does not. Just because you like your job, that doesn't mean that the overall structure of this entire system isn't garbage. So it's like these people think from such a self-centered point of view. I like my job. Who cares if you like your job? And not to mention, there's also millions upon millions of people that don't like their jobs. Millions. I mean, I think I saw a study that said at least 70% of people don't like their jobs. And you're talking about, I like my job, you shouldn't have a problem with it. And they respond to you with, if things are going bad, just get a better job or learn a trade, go to college. Oh my God, man. Bootlickers disgust me. I just can't imagine defending a system that controls every aspect of your life, a system that treats you like you're disposable. It just doesn't make sense to me. It does not make any sense to me. A bootlicker is basically, again, it's someone that is oppressed and defends the oppressor, according to the definition that I found on Google. That's just sad, and it actually goes to show that the system, you did a good job. The system did an amazing job in brainwashing people. So bravo to the system. The stuff I say in my videos, oh wait, want to know one comment I saw on the TikTok, by the way? One comment said, these are the things that I thought were deep when I was 13. You know how people say, I'm 14 and this is deep, like r/I'm 14 and this is deep. And this phrase right here, oh my God, let me go off on this phrase right here, man. This phrase, I mean, I even had a few people tell this to me. They're like, oh, this is the stuff I thought was deep when I was 14. I'm 14 and this is deep. You're an edgelord, man. Again, bravo to the system, bravo. It pulled its strings very well, and now it has a bunch of obedient workers and slaves that think that, just questioning the system is taboo. Just questioning it is taboo. It's like, if you call this stuff out, you're the problem. Even though it's objectively flawed, the way the system engineered our minds, it's like these people just collectively agreed to just, it's fine, it's whatever. Again, bravo to the system. Like, this is how you can tell this world is so disgusting, when the system has basically brainwashed all these people. Like, and the funny thing about most of these people is that, let's be real, most of them don't like working. So these people that defend the system, what do? They wake up, they don't like their jobs, most of them. They're like, oh, I'm so tired, man, I don't want to go to work. And then what happens? They do the same routine, sit in traffic, go to work, spend 8 hours, if not more, on a job that they don't even like. They come home, and then they bootlick the same system that puts them in that situation. Does that make any sense whatsoever? It's like, and their mentality is, if you don't want to do this, you're a loser. And the only reason they feel like that is because they're envious, man. NEETs, people that don't have jobs or are not in school, the reason why they're so heavily shamed in society and called losers is not because they're losers, because you can't lose in a game that you don't even participate in. You cannot. If you opt out of the game, then you can't lose. It's like you're watching, as a spectator. Everyone else is playing the game. How could you be a loser? The reason why they're so mad about that, and the reason why they're so upset, I mean, not that I'm a NEET, obviously, but but the reason why they're so upset about that is because they want everyone else to be just as miserable as they are. And this is how this system functions. It puts everyone into miserable circumstances, and then when people don't want to do it, they're shamed, and then, most of them just conform anyway. I mean, they probably have to do it anyway, just to survive, but even if they don't want to, they still feel some shame. Let's be real. If you're a NEET, if you're someone that doesn't have a job, not in school, not making any money, let's be real. Most of them, pretty much all of them, to be honest, they don't actually feel 100% good about that. And that's because the system shames people into conforming. That's what it does. And then people are going to be like, yo, get your life together, man. Get your life together, man. Look at you. You're 30 years old and you don't have a job and you don't go to school. Basically, that's all talk for be as miserable as I am. There's even people that want to just work part-time jobs because they don't want to waste away their lives. But the funny thing is, people shame them. They're like, no, you gotta work full-time jobs, man. You gotta work a full-time job. It's like people just want others to be as miserable as they are. And not only that, but people project their own desires onto others. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're living in a low cost of living city, you can actually get by with a part-time job. Let's just say you're a minimalist. Let's just say you don't really crave a lot of things. You could live in a small apartment and be just fine, which is pretty much me. You could get by with a part-time job as long as that part-time job, hell, it could even be like 25 to 30 hours a week as long as you're getting a decent, hourly wage. But, people are still going to look down on you and be like, yo, you got to work full-time, man. What are you doing, man? You're not working 40 hours a week, 50 hours a week. You're lazy. And that's because they think that everyone else has the same desires, has the same materialistic desires as them. They think that everyone else wants to own a big house. Hell, me, I've already said this numerous times. I don't want to own a big house. If I have no intention of having a partner, if I have no intention of having kids, what's the point of a big house? What's the point of that? Why would I have 10 rooms, or hell, even if it's a 3-bedroom, why would I have 3 bedrooms that are just empty? No, I only need 1 bedroom. Hell, I could even get by in a tiny studio. It's because people, this is the way the system made people think. It just wants them to have these unnecessary things. Get all this space, man. If you're not living in a luxury apartment, a luxury condo, you need to work hard on that. But why? What is the purpose of an apartment? What is the purpose of a house? To sleep. That's really all it is. Well, not just to sleep, obviously, but to sleep, to do your own activities, to have fun. If I can do that in a 1-bedroom apartment or a tiny studio, hell, I don't even mind getting a roommate, to be honest, as long as they're not, home most of the day. As long as I can get my own space, that's really all I need. But, it's just really unfortunate how people have been completely brainwashed by the system. The system encourages people to go after things they don't want. Why? Because let's just say everyone in this society said, you know what, actually, I can get by in a tiny studio. And no one would want to buy a house. Let's just say that will be a reality, unless you want a family. Or even if you want a family, let's just say you want a tiny house that has, enough rooms for everyone. And it's not that expensive. The system is going to crumble. So the system, what it does is it brainwashes people into wanting more and more and more. Spend all this money on stuff you don't need. And once you see it, I'm not gonna lie, once you see it, life just changes a lot. Life has changed so much for me once I saw how this system just wants us to spend and spend just to keep its wheels running. And I'm not gonna fall for it. Ladies and gentlemen, do not fall for this scam. That's what it is. It's a scam. Do not. If you can get by with a 1-bedroom apartment or a tiny studio, that's all you need. Hell, you don't even need that much in your room or apartment anyway. Why do you need a couch? Just sit on your bed or just sit on your table. The chair, your computer desk, Just sit there. Why do you need a couch? Why do you need a sofa? Why do you need decorations? Why? Why are these things even important? Because when I think about it, I'm actually planning on moving out pretty soon. I'm in the process of it. And when I do move out, no furniture whatsoever. None. The only thing I'm going to have is a bed. Hell, I might not even need a bed frame. Probably not, to be honest. As long as I can sleep. Hell, for me, I remember being a kid and just sleeping on the floor, because, I had to share rooms with a bunch of other people, and shit like that, I was just sleeping on the floor, so I'm already kind of used to that. Thanks to that experience, I don't really have a desire for all these materialistic things, because I've already seen what it's like to have less. So I'm not going to have no furniture. I'm not going to have no wall decorations and stuff like that. And, let's just say someone comes into my apartment and is like, wow, you don't really have much. You need to get more stuff here. They fell for the scam. They fell for the scam. I did not fall for the scam. And I'm never going to fall for it. This is capitalism, guys. Just wants you to keep spending and spending and spending. And again, with the part-time jobs, as I was saying, you can actually get by with just a part-time job. You can. Well, not if you're living in some hellhole like New York City or something. But well, like it really depends, man. If you're someone that's materialistic, then and you are not able to change that, then yes, life is going to be a lot harder for you. I mean, I even seen people online saying stuff like, man, how can I just stop, man? How can I stop desiring more? You know? I always feel like I'm not doing enough. I always feel like I need to keep grinding and grinding and working harder. And, it's this inferiority complex that people have. Heck, I even had a friend in the past, not my friend anymore, obviously, because of what I'm about to say. But he would always try to like compare himself to like what his friends are doing. He would be like, "Oh, my friends are doing this and I'm still doing this," even though he was doing fine. He had his own place. He was eating, he had his own place, he was living fine. And he kept whining and complaining about how his friends are doing this and that. And I'm like, what do you like? I mean, I don't like to resort to the "there's poor people" rhetoric, but I feel like that really does fit in this case, because they're really, again, with the example I was given earlier in the video, you got an old Chinese grandma right now in a factory working 12 hours a day to probably more to help her family. And y'all are sitting here with, you're not even doing too bad. And heck, you got your own place, you're fed. What else do you want, bro? Again, I don't like to resort to that rhetoric, but in some cases it really does fit. Because it really disgusts me how people fall for this trap. It really disgusts me. And it's all just a scam, man. It's all a scam, and everyone just falls for it. It feels like I'm the only person that just doesn't fall for this crap. Really. If I have my own shelter, if I'm fed, eating food that I like as well, if I'm not stressing about bills and money, then what else is there? Like, if someone's in that position, genuinely, what else do you want? "Oh, I want a relationship. I can't get a girlfriend." Okay, go cry about it. Go cry. It's like, I just really, man, again, I'm not even going to fully blame these people, because they're just a product of what the system designed. And the system benefits from these people. And I'm not falling for it, man. I'm not going to fall for this crap. The system can get everyone else, but it won't get me. And heck, there's even people that live in like an RV in the middle of the woods. I even saw one guy online a long time ago. He said, "I make $20,000 a year and I live alone. I live comfortably alone." People are like, how is that even possible? Because obviously $20,000 a year is pretty much nothing. But he said, "I live in an RV in the middle of the woods." He said, "I work as a janitor." I don't even know where I read this. I think it was Reddit from like a few years ago. But yeah, it was Reddit actually. And apparently he lived in an RV in the middle of the woods, and that was how he got by. He didn't need all of these things that society said you need. He didn't need it. And guess what? He's living just fine. I mean, he has internet, clearly. He's able to engage in his hobbies. He's able to do the things that he enjoys. And everyone else is stuck in this hustle mentality. You got to be productive. It just disgusts me what capitalism is. And heck, I was just in the city not too long ago, just skating through the city. And I felt like this might be a bit random, but I felt like an outsider. I felt like I was, how do I even explain this, man? It's Friday night right now. Obviously that's where people go out to spend money, restaurants and all that. And I'm just like, bro, like, I'm over here just skating around, I feel free in a sense. Well, not even in a sense, I feel free. And all these other people around me, they're falling for the same Friday night capitalistic trap. Go out and spend money. It's the end of the week. You've been waiting all week for this, man. Go out and spend some money, man. Man, and the thing is, they all look like NPCs, for real. Literally every Friday, it's the same story. All these NPCs go out, "Yeah, it's the end of the week, man. I don't have to work, man." And they spend. And most of them, they dress up in their outfits and stuff like that. It's so performative. It's just so performative, man. Like when I see people actually hanging out without spending, it actually, I think I respect that. You know what I mean? I respect that. I've seen a few people hanging out without spending, and again, I respect that, man. Even just at the skate park right now. And this is the thing about, cities that I don't like, man. It's just all a capitalistic hellhole. Everywhere you go, it's just spend, spend, spend. Come over here, man. Spend some money, man. It's like people don't even know how to hang out anymore without spending money. Maybe I'm going off on a bit of an irrelevant rant right here, but hey, I don't even care. I'm going to just spill my thoughts in this video. People just cannot seem to hang out without spending money. They cannot. Like, especially on Friday night, Saturday, it's like they just feel like any involvement or any time they hang out with friends, they can't even just talk. They can't even just exist together. Heck, it always has to do with spending money. And I realized this with my past friends. I realized that every single time they wanted to actually hang out, it always had to do with spending money. Even when I would just be like, yo, can I, like, want to just hang out, like, want to hang out at my place or want to hang out at the park, they would always give some excuse, or they'd be like, what are we going to do? It's like their brains cannot comprehend the concept of just hanging out without spending money. And then they're like, oh, want to go to a movie theater? Want to go shopping? I just cannot, bro. Why are so many people like this, bro? This is one of the many reasons why I don't really care about having friends. Because for me personally, I'm not much of a spender. First of all, I do not like restaurants, no. Food to me is just fuel. I have no interest in going out to restaurants, none whatsoever. Even with family. I haven't been to a restaurant with my family in years. Pre-awakening, dude. And heck, man, I do not like most activities that involve spending money. And, most people, they're just not like that. Like, I don't care about arcades. I don't care about, movie theaters. We could just watch a movie at home, right? Why not do that? Why do we have to go out and spend some money at a movie theater and spend, $10 on a slushie? Get the hell out of here with that, man. It's just sad, man. But, I know how to maneuver through this existence. I'm not going to fall for capitalism's traps. I'm just going to try to keep it, minimal. I'm not going to say I'm a 100% minimalist, to be honest. For me personally, I do one thing, and that's I get takeout. That's pretty much it. Like, I'm not going to lie, takeout is probably one of my main things I spend on. But I only get it twice a week, so usually on Friday and Sunday. That's it. Other than that, no restaurants, no bars. Oh my God, don't even get me started on bars, man. Probably one of the most performative settings of all time. And actually, one guy in my comment section, he said, why are all the places you film your videos at so dead? Look at this place right here. This is a pretty known park here where I live, and there's pretty much no one here. None. You're not going to find anyone just chilling in the grass or just hanging out. The weather is actually very good for November. You're not going to find that. Because people, what they want to do is they want to spend money and throw away their money on bars, restaurants, stuff like that. And honestly, keep doing it. Because I like having the parks to myself, man. I like skating around here by myself. So, hey, man, y'all NPCs can keep up with your performative energy. I'm going to just do my thing. And that's pretty much all I got to say in this video, man.